So along the top here, this is the most important part you need to be aware of. You have the opportunity to, everybody has their own profile page, and this is what you're going to be filling in when you first get here. You're going to tick a few boxes, very simple, just to say what things you can do and what you're interested in doing, and you might say here what your primary role is. Say if you're arriving as an animator, just say that you're an animator there, and then along here we want to put links to your website, your demo reel, your LinkedIn, your blog, your YouTube channel, anything that can help us find out about who you are and what your experience level is. Then over here, and this is quite an important one here, this is your settings. You might want to take a look at this, and this will tell you, this is basically where you get the opportunity to change what's in your current profile. So, and a very important one here is your inbox, because we can all email each other basically, and this gives you a chance to communicate privately if you need to, but for the most part we would prefer that everybody communicates through the forum normally. So if you start a thread on the subject that you're talking about, and then that way everyone on the team can see each other and talk to each other and post links to each other and all that kind of stuff. I'm trying to keep the private emails to an absolute minimum if we can, because what people are probably not aware of is the fact that there's just as much communication going on behind the scenes in private emails as there are on the forum, just for me, and that's an awful lot of emails to go through. So if it doesn't need to be private, then please put it publicly on the website, and then that way everyone can see it. Right, and then along the top we've got there's an about page. This is a link to actually my website, where there's a summary and you can see a sort of a slideshow of some of the images and a collection of YouTube videos related to it. So a synopsis of the characters. We've got a complete cast list, or sorry, a credits list here, which I keep up to date as often as I possibly can, so you can see who's working on it and who has been working on it. And we've got synopsis of the story and outlines of each of the characters and pictures of those as well. So have a look at that. Then there are also some links here to the podcast, Facebook, MySpace, YouTube, all that kind of stuff. This is a very important page. If you go to the jobs/start page, this will tell you what you need to read when you first get here. It also gives you a link to a very important one, the register your interest thread, which just looks a little bit like this, and that's just somewhere where you can read through this and it'll explain it, but basically we just want you to type something in here to explain who you are and where you're coming from and what your interest in the project is and that sort of thing. Then back on the jobs page, this is the animation and assets tracker. As you can see, the assets, there's an awful lot of green, and that's good. That's because we've done most of the assets now. We've got most of the modeling done, most of the texturing done, rigging and a bit of lighting, and all the things have been designed basically well into production, and we're now starting animation. So the animation tracker is here. It's actually in its very early stages. By the time you look at it, you're probably going to see things looking a little bit differently as more shots become ready to work on. So further down we keep an up-to-date list of all the tasks that need to be done and the positions that are available. And at the moment we have a lot of members. I mean, a lot of members. We've been gathering team members throughout the last year in lots of different specialist areas, and in fact, if you're an older member and you're viewing this, I'd just like to say it's not a bad idea to go back to your profile and update it if you're still interested in the project. Then we have the image gallery. This is a great place to go, just to go and have a look at various different things, see what's going on. All of these images will tend to have comments underneath them telling you, with people making comments on things, giving feedback, all that kind of stuff. Some of these threads go on and on for ages. But have a look. And we also have an album section, so you can see all the pictures related to a particular asset. So for example, you want to see all the pictures on Death, you can go to the Death album. You see every single picture that's ever been posted related to Death. Then we've got the videos, and we've got quite a few of these coming in now. These can range from everything from tutorials on how to use some of our tools and our rigs and things like that, to demonstrations of the tech, or what we're interested in doing for the animators is we want all the animators to be posting their videos into here. What a lot of people are doing is actually posting their videos onto their YouTube channel. Then they go to our video channel here, and you can add your video there, something like that. And then it shows up in here. A little tip is to wait a while between posting it on YouTube and then posting it on here, because if you do that, we get a nice thumbnail, which makes it much easier to find. So the other idea is to try and keep all your labeling as informative as possible, so that people can find your video, because at some point other people are going to link to your video, and we're going to show it around, and we're going to post it in other places. So it's useful to fill out everything as much as possible. And when you do post work, write a comment about what it is that you're posting, what your problems were, what you're planning to work on next, all this kind of stuff, because otherwise it's left up to guesswork. You'll also get to see some of the critiques of animation that we've already done. We're going to be using things like Flipbook to bring the animation from the shared file system. I can review it here and use my webcam and Flipbook to go through, highlight things, and then what we do is we publish those videos back onto the website, so you can see them straight away afterwards. As a general rule, we do a lot of our feedback by written text, but if at all possible, I'll try to do I'll do batches of video critiques for everyone as often as I can. But we do encourage all the animators to give the other animators feedback as well. There's also a section for blogs. I would heartily suggest that as you go along, if your needs change, or if you've got things going on, just post a little blog, tell us a little bit about what's going on. We also have a forum, a very active forum actually. First of all, I'd like to draw your attention to the Register Your Interest Here thread. I've already mentioned that one a few times, so go there to tell us about yourselves. Then you've got the Animator's Handbook. That's quite useful. That's where I'm keeping an up-to-date handbook of everything you need to know to be an animator on this project. Everything from how the layout files work, how the character proxies work, how to use the rig, where to save your files, where to open your files, what PlayBlast resolutions to do. Basic protocol for everything involved in being an animator on the project. And we've also got, we'll be posting tutorial videos here on how to use the rigs, and some of the props have got some complicated rigging on them as well, for some quite sophisticated results. So we've put some videos in there about how to use those too, and that'll be kept up to date as we go along. Then there's a whole section here. We've got a section all about assets, and that's been going for some time. Then there's an animation forum as well, and this we'll do on a per shot basis, so each shot will get its own thread, and you can basically go into these things. I usually start the thread off myself and give a brief about how to approach the shot, where to find the files, where to put the files, what's going on either side of the shot, all this kind of stuff, and any specific information about it. And then if you have any questions about that shot, this is the place to put it. When you post a new version of your PlayBlast or of your blocking or something like that, you can paste your code into this thread so that we can see that PlayBlast in the thread and have a discussion about it as well. And then I'll give you some feedback and notes. As a general rule, as we go along, we'd also like you to put a PlayBlast into the shared file system in the same folder that you put your animation file from Maya as well, purely because it gives us a much better thing to go through frame by frame, and makes it easier to review. Plus, if you name it correctly and put it in a consistent location, I'll put that file directly into the edit, and then every time you update that file, it automatically appears in the edit updated as well. So you know your work is always going to be appearing in the animatic, regularly updated. And that's the general gist of it. So have a good look around, and I hope you enjoyed the website. So please go to the website at devilsangelsanddating.com and register your interest. Tell us about yourself and tick all the boxes that are most appropriate in the profile so that we know who you are and what you're interested in doing, and send us some links to your work. Looking forward to speaking to you. Bye.